Okay, lifestyle changes and exercise for healing. So, healing isn't just about what you put in your body, as we've so eloquently been talking about over the past few videos. It's also about how you live your life. Your daily habits, movement, and mindset all play a crucial role in overcoming diseases and creating lasting health. So, Dr. William Donald Kelly believed that lifestyle changes and exercise were just as important as nutrition and detoxification. So, in the fight against cancer, today we'll explore his recommendations for daily habits, movement, and how to create healing environment. So let's dive in. So the power of a daily routine and healthy habits. Your body thrives on consistency. A structured daily routine helps regulate hormones, improve energy, and support healing. Dr. Kelly's key lifestyle recommendations include waking up and going to bed at the same time. Your body has an internal clock, and when you maintain a consistent sleep schedule, it optimizes healing and energy production. Hydrating first thing in the morning. Drinking a glass of pure water upon waking helps flush out toxins and kickstart digestion. Morning sunlight exposure. Sunlight regulates your circadian rhythms and boosts vitamin D and improves immune system function, all essential for healing. Deep breathing and stress reduction practices. Starting the day with deep breathing, prayer, or meditation reduces stress and sets a positive tone for healing. I talk about this in my neural emotional video, so be sure to check out that and my recommendations for meditation in there. I have 2 good examples of some meditation practices that you can be using. But let's move on to movement and exercise for cancer recovery. So many people assume that when we're sick, they need to completely rest. And while rest is important in many cases, movement is just as essential for recovery. So Dr. Kelly emphasized that exercise increases oxygenation, boosts circulation, and supports detoxification. These are 3 critical factors we've already talked about in fighting cancer. So here are the best types of movement for healing. Some gentle walking, 20-30 minutes a day. Walking stimulates circulation, improves lymphatic flow, and reduces stress without overexerting the body. Then rebounding, so a mini trampoline exercises. Rebounding is one of the best ways to stimulate lymphatic drainage, which helps remove toxins and support immune function. This could also be done with a vibration plate. It also helps with proprioception for neurological health. And then we've got stretching and yoga. So yoga and stretching help relieve tension and reduce inflammation and enhance oxygen flow to the cells. And then we have deep breathing and oxygenating exercises. So cancer cells thrive in low oxygen environments. So deep breathing exercises help flood your body with oxygen, making it harder for cancer to survive. Now, most people's inclination is to think about something like distance and running, but it's actually the opposite thought process. When it comes to long distance endurance, like even though it's a heavy oxygenating type of exercise, it also upregulates cortisol, which is our stress hormone, which is the opposite of what we want to do. So I do have an optimal exercise video. Please check that out. It is the X3 program. It is there to help build muscle and burn fat as quickly as possible. So again, we're moving into those types of situations where you're up-regulating those cells that help break down fat and down-regulate the insulin cells that break down carbohydrates. Because again, we're trying to avoid that, and we're trying to move our body more into a fat-burning for energy type environment rather than carbohydrate. And then the type of workout that we're talking about, when you're lifting as heavy as you possibly can, like you are with X3, you're upregulating testosterone and growth hormone. Growth hormone is like the fountain of youth hormones, and testosterone downregulates insulin. So we really want to make sure, again, that's a big inflammatory type hormone. So we really want to get downregulate that. Testosterone is very healthy for both men and female to secrete, except it's only achieved in 2 situations. Number 1 is during fasting, and then 2 is through the right type of exercise, which is lifting as heavy as you possibly can. So check out that video on exercise, and that type really gets the heart going, which is going to end in oxygenation in the first place. So again, like long distance type stuff is not going to be as beneficial as doing a powerful HIIT workout or a muscle building workout like X3. Next is the healing power of restorative sleep. So did you know that your body does most of its healing while you're asleep? Sleep is when the body repairs, detoxifies, and regenerates healthy cells. So going to bed by 10 p.m., like trying to go to bed at the same time every single night, is actually more important than trying to wake up at the same time every single day. Even though we do recommend that, Your body, if you're going to bed at the same time every night, it's going to normally fall into a circadian rhythm where it starts waking up at the same time every day. So creating a sleep-friendly environment, keep your bedroom dark, cool, and free from electronics to support your melatonin production. And then avoid stimulants before bed. Things like caffeine, sugar, and screens before bed disrupt sleep quality, making it harder for your body to heal. So next is creating a healing environment. Your surroundings play a huge role in healing. Dr. Kelly believed that healing environment was free from toxins, stress, and negativity. So here are my recommendations. Clean air and non-toxic living. Indoor air pollution is a hidden stressor. Use air purifiers, open windows, and add plants to improve air quality. Reducing EMF exposure. So limit exposure to electromagnetic fields by keeping electronics away from the bed and turning off Wi-Fi at night. Now, another huge one is huge right now is the type of grounding mats or grounding bed sheets that you can use and actually sleep on that will completely eliminate that EMF exposure, which is amazing. Or even just the practice of grounding, going out and standing barefoot on the ground can help decrease EMF. It can actually move our body more into an alkaline state, which, as I said, is better than the acidic state that cancer thrives in. And then surrounding yourself with positivity. Healing is more than just physical, it's emotional too. Create a space filled with love, laughter, positivity, meditation, and positive thinking, because all of that plays a huge role in our metabolic health and in fighting cancer. There is one other major lifestyle practice that we can implement into our lives that can make a huge difference on our overall health and in fighting cancer, and that is chiropractic care. Dr. Kelly specifically mentions cranial sacral technique in his book, which is a book that focuses on, correcting the cranial bones and the sacrum, which are very closely connected. There's actually a ligament that extends from the base of the skull, travels all the way down the spine, and attaches to the sacrum and touches nothing else in between. And the cranial sacrum connection is responsible for cerebral spinal fluid flow. As we breathe, our cranial bones actually move. A lot of people don't know this, but the joints in the skull actually do move as we breathe. And in working in conjunction with the movement of the sacrum as we breathe, it acts as a pump for cerebral spinal fluid, and moving that up and down the spine, nutrienting our entire nervous system. So there's a massively important function that technique has. Now, I don't practice cranial sacral technique, but I do work specifically with seeing how the cranial bones are moving and working with those, and then also the sacrum at the same time. So it's not specifically that technique, which is why I tell people, branch out. Don't just be looking for just that, because there are some people who will know it, but there are many who might not. And there are other ways that people can address those specific areas without having to do that specific technique. And honestly, seeing a chiropractor in general is going to be massive, because what we do as chiropractors is we take a good hard look at what's going on with our nervous system, and is it functioning optimally? Again, our nervous system controls everything. Every muscle, organ, tissue, cell, thought, emotion, everything runs through our nervous system. And when a bone is out of alignment that is causing pressure on this system, that means it's not working at 100%. And we need our body working at 100% if we're going to fight off something like cancer or any other disease process, really. So seeing a chiropractor who is going to take a good hard look at how is the biomechanical function working? Is there any neurological interference? And how can we optimize that? Because not only is taking the pressure off the nervous system huge, but also our posture plays a huge role. So just by getting our posture optimally performed, it can actually take a lot of stress off the nervous system, not just the small misalignments that can do it too. So that is the other thing that Dr. Kelly recommends, that I also highly recommend as someone who practices chiropractic, not just because I do, but because it makes a huge difference in these types of cases. So lifestyle changes are often overlooked, but they're just as important as diet and detoxification. By adopting these simple daily habits, you can create the best possible environment for your body to heal. Start small. Pick 1 or 2 habits to implement today and build from there. Your body is designed to heal, and every positive choice you make brings you one step closer to recovery. This is not just a standing rule for fighting cancer. This is a standing rule for living our healthiest life. Thanks for listening.